This is Keep the Faith Ministry News. I'm Hal Mayer. An augmented reality or AR game, Pokemon Go, which blends the physical world with digital objects, is taking the young adult world by storm. Pokemon Go is now the top free app on Apple's iTunes and has more users than Twitter by one count. And that's just since its release on June 6. It has become so popular that it has glued users even more to their mobile phones than before, and now generates Go-themed bar crawls and other meetups for users. Players use their smartphone GPS and camera devices to capture, battle, and train virtual creatures such as goblins, fish, and frogs who live in trees, rivers, rocks, and sky, and who appear on their screens as if they were in the same real-world location as the players. Approximately 10% of all smartphone users worldwide spend an average of 1 or more hours a day hunting for Pokemon, or pocket monsters. Forbes reports that 46% of U.S. players are between the ages of 18 and 29, and 45% of them make over $50,000 per year, and 63% of them are female. The game is, in a way, a religion, specifically Japanese animism. They represent the gods of nature, and therefore you find them in the great outdoors. If you feed the Pokemon and offer them incense, they become your allies, giving you points and items you can use in the game. If you ignore them, they can turn vindictive and run away and resist capture. Pokemon even have names that sound like they could be demons. Bulbasaur, a frog. Wishcash, a water-ground catfish. Shiftry, a goblin. Barboach, a loach. Quagsire, a seal. And Corfish, a crab, which are quite similar to the gods of Japanese mythology. It's a kind of techno-animism, says Anne Allison, scholar of contemporary Japan. But it is more than that. Pokemon Go is preparing users to communicate with devils. In the 90s, Pokemon was a popular handheld game with the object of catching and training anime monsters with occult powers to fight against other trainers and their Pokemon. A whole generation of children raised on Pokemon and Harry Potter can now revisit occult-themed entertainment as adults in the new world of augmented reality. Unlike decades of virtual reality, or VR, where gamers shut themselves off from the outside world, interacting only with other gamers, AR enthusiasts tout the benefit that Pokemon Go forces you to get outside and travel, enhancing what you see, hear, feel, and smell. Why is the game so popular with young adults? It offers an escape, or a palliative diversion from the continual and depressing cycle of murder, mayhem, and political trash talk that drives the news, and gives disillusioned millennials a sense of power in a world where they often feel powerless. Similarities to the paranormal are also significant. Pokemon Go suggests that there are beings in the world around us lurking just outside our vision, or just beyond the reach of science. And if we are connected, we'll be able to communicate with, fight, or capture them. Pokemon Go creates a world around us that parallels the true spiritual world of unseen realities. With the right tools, i.e. smartphone technology, that reach beyond our 5 senses, it teaches that this normally unseen spiritual world is now accessible to everyone. The only way to engage in this world existing side by side with us is to extend our senses through the use of smartphone technology. Pokemon Go permits the user to inhabit both worlds at the same time. And that's the occult. It is spiritualism in modern technology. It's not just an innocent game. Games with occult themes offer a false sense of power by controlling, manipulating, and destroying others. When Christ's disciples were awed by their power over demons, Jesus warned them not to take pride in this, but to rejoice because their names are written in heaven. Luke chapter 10, verse 17 to 20. And while Pokemon Go and similar forms of occult fantasy seem harmless, it gives satanic agencies that seek our destruction access to our lives. Worse, it squanders time and our more productive and useful lives. Instead, we should transform our reality by blessing and uplifting others and preparing them and ourselves for the ultimate reality of heaven and the new earth. While the pocket monsters of Pokemon cannot touch us, Satan can, and through them, ensnare those who do not recognize his tools. Satan uses augmented reality to blur the difference between the real world and the world of the unseen demons called Pokemon, and gets people acclimated to interacting with them. This does not teach them the truth about the great controversy. Pokemon Go is a lying wonder, 2 Thessalonians 2 verse 9. It does not reflect the truth concerning the unseen realities. Cares, riches, pleasures, all are used by Satan in playing the game of life for the human soul. The warning is given, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world. 1 John 2, 15 and 16. He who reads the hearts of men as an open book says, take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and the cares of this life. Luke 21, verse 34. And the Apostle Paul, by the Holy Spirit, writes, they that be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. That's Christ Object Lessons, page 55 and 56. This is Keep the Faith Ministry News. Thank you for watching.